you're a home buyer, somebody or a young person looking to buy a home, you need a bit of a reset.
There is a possibility on the other side of this that inflation could actually be quite
Welcome
low.
back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and today we're going to do a Dallas Metro Report area. It's not going to be boots on the ground, but I'm going to cover north, east, south, and west of Dallas, and I'm going to show you guys multiple subdivisions that I believe are under distress and that give consumers the ability to purchase real estate at under 2021 values with lowered interest rate. And I'm going to show you guys multiple homes that have the prices absolutely slashed. Now I'm going to start by showing you guys Midlothian. Then after that, I'm going to show you guys Arlington, then Plano, and then Rockwall. But before I do that, let's go over some stats in the Dallas area as it pertains to new homes and the prices of existing homes. Because remember, you guys, I believe that Dallas is going to go through an absolute meltdown in the housing market, especially because of the hyper supply inventory with new construction. Let's go over some quick stats of existing homes. Now, according to Redfin, Dallas is up 12.8% year over year, even though a few weeks ago they were on the year over year decline list. The reason that is because year over year numbers are hiding the current trajectory of the market and where we came from and how much properties lost from the peak in 2022. So right now it stands at 440,000, 12.8% increase. But the reality is that's way off peak. So you can see here, May of 2022, the housing market in Dallas peaked at 487,000. Right now it's at 440. So that means from peak, the values of existing homes dropped $47,000. That equals a loss of 9.6% from peak. And I believe that's only going to get worse as we go into 2024 and into 2025 as people start to realize just how overvalued homes really are. Now, to give you an idea of just approximately how many new homes are being built in Dallas, take a look here, guys. Now, this is a little bit inaccurate, obviously, but in Dallas and the surrounding area, there's almost 12,000 homes ready to be sold. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, from doing all of these boots on the ground videos, it's probably more like double or triple than what's being reported. It could be even more than that. We really don't have an idea, but you can see there is an overwhelming amount of new homes in Dallas. Look at all that. Now what you're seeing here is 865 new home communities. Quite frankly, you guys, there's no way that I can possibly cover all of those communities, but there's 865. Now, to put this in comparison, and again, these numbers are obviously a little bit off, but there's approximately 7,000 existing homes for sale. So at the very least, there's probably double the amount of inventory for new homes versus existing homes. I mean, it's absolutely out of control. And now just to recap, I've already done a video of Forney. You can see that here. Forney is in East Dallas. There is a lot of stuff going on in Forney. It's probably one of the best areas to get decreased prices on houses. The prices of houses in Forney right now are being slashed anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, but that's not what I'm going to cover today. I just wanted you guys to know I've already been to Forney. Now, likewise, I've also already been to Salina. Now, Salina is an amazing area, specifically the Mustang Lakes area. It's a little bit more luxurious with a little bit lower price point as far as what you could find luxury near downtown. So Salina is very, very good. Not as many price cuts as Forney, but definitely a beautiful area. I have covered that already. Check out the video. But where I'm going to start today is South Dallas, as you can see here in red, in the city called Midlothian. So Midlothian, you guys, is another city in Dallas that has overwhelming amounts of new construction. Now, when we zoom into the Midlothian area, now we can see that approximately in this little tiny cluster right here, you guys, this little tiny cluster, there's approximately 525 homes. Again, there's probably more like 2,000 homes. Everything that you see on here is underreported, which is why it's so important to go walk those properties. Now, as far as communities, you can see right here that there is approximately 26 new home build communities. So if you want to tour that area, it's going to take you all day to cover that area, if you can cover it at all. But the price points here are a little bit more affordable, not quite the bottom, not quite the top, but right in the middle, sitting at anywhere from 300,000 on up. Now, there's approximately 16 builders in this area and all of the usual suspects. You guys can see that right here. Now let's go on to the price cuts for Midlothian. So the first one right here, you guys, is in the Stone Creek subdivision. I've highlighted that for you here. Some of their inventory is is being slashed $33,000. Now that's a good slashing considering the price point was in the upper 300,000s. It's sitting at 349,000. Now some of the models look like this. I mean, it's your vanilla stuff, pretty much all track housing. The insides look nice. I would worry about the construction. You obviously going to want to do multiple home inspections to make sure that the home was built properly. We've seen so much testimonial now, you guys, that is reporting back that the homes are being built like trash. Here's the address right here if you guys want to go check that out. But this is one subdivision, again, that is slashing the prices of houses. Now, here's a second subdivision that's also slashing prices of houses. Now, this is a little bit better than the last subdivision. This subdivision is called Hayes Crossing. And you guys can see the homes are starting in here for about $650,000 by Bloomfield Homes. They are slashing the prices about 5%. This one's been slashed roughly $37,000. And take a look at some of the pictures of the models. So a lot nicer than what we just witnessed, but a little bit overpriced still. So again, if you want the more luxurious subdivisions, Hayes Crossing is going to be a little bit more luxurious if that's the taste that you're after. I mean, very nice stuff here. You guys can see big bathrooms, big houses with price cuts. Very nice bedroom right there. It's very interesting with the windows. Very cool. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the Arlington area, which is West Dallas. I accidentally said Fort Worth was West Dallas. That's my bad, you guys. I didn't mean to do that. So we're really going to look at an area, West Dallas, which is Arlington. Now, very interesting stuff, you guys. Now, as you guys can see here in the Arlington area, there's roughly 529 homes. And this is going to be an area that has price points that are way more affordable, still overpriced, but way more affordable to the average consumer. Some of these houses are in the low $200,000 range. So a lot more affordable right here. A lot of houses, probably more like 1,000, but there's 529 homes listed in the Arlington area. Most of it you guys can see here is North Arlington, right over here. And now the surprising thing is there's more communities in Arlington than Midlothian. Arlington has roughly 37 communities. And again, you can see some of these price points are much lower than what we came from. So this area is kind of like the first area I covered in my boots on the ground video, a lot more affordable homes. Even more builders out here, guys. We have 27 builders in the Arlington area. So a lot more popular than the last area that we covered. Now, starting with our first price cut community, this is a community by Country Homes called Lakes of River Trails. Now they're dropping prices about $30,000, depending on the price point. That's about 5 to 7%. Now let me show you some pictures of Lakes of River Trails. This is a lot nicer. I mean, personally, I like the style house. These are a lot more luxurious houses, a little bit better price point. So again, this is probably one of the areas that I would move to if it was me. And again, it's not me. I'm not moving to this area, but I kind of like the homes that are in the middle. I don't want something too expensive or too cheap. And this may be where you want to look if you want something right in the middle. Now, when we get to the more luxurious parts of Arlington called Viridine, the house prices go up substantially. This is an amazing neighborhood. If you're out in this area, it may be out of your price point, but go take a look. You guys, they are slashing prices of houses by $80,000. The square footage is anywhere from 2,700 square feet to 4,500 square feet. Let's look at some of these houses. This community is super nice. I mean, the landscaping is absolutely stunning. It looks like the backyards are, beautiful pool. Looks like a lake right there. I mean, this is very, very classy. I mean, look at that. Holy smokes. It's got a volleyball court, little beach right there, its own lake. I mean, this place is nice. That's why you're going to pay a higher premium. Again, this is out of my price point. Look at the inside of these houses. Absolutely stunning. They got sailboats. I mean, if you live there, the HOA is going to be out of control, absolutely out of control. But if you got money to waste, this may be the place for you. I mean, look at this. This place is absolutely stunning. And if you go down here to look at some of the inventory, I mean, you see the Sydney house is the one that has the $80,000 price cuts, many other designs to choose from as well. Now, moving on to the next set of houses, here's a house by David Weekly's in the Elements of Viridine. Now, this is still in the nicer area, but a lower price point. Unfortunately, the houses are also smaller in this area, sitting at 1,700 to 1,800 square feet. They did just drop the prices on some of the houses $20,000, which is really only a 5% drop. But take a look at some of these houses. I mean, that is an absolutely stunning kitchen. You guys know that. But again, we want to know that it was built correctly. I mean, beautiful, right? Absolutely. Oh, look at this guy. No hands. Awesome. Okay. Again, just beautiful inside. I love it. Absolutely wonderful bedroom. Really cool bathroom. I mean, this stuff, some of this stuff is super duper nice. Again, I question the price. Here's one more community by Grand Homes called Grand Braniff Park. Now, if you guys want ultra luxury, this is where you go. Arlington is a lot nicer than I thought it was actually, but in this community, guys, these homes are like castles. So even though this is being dropped $85,000, which is roughly 10% depending on the price point, it's still, for me at least, way out of reach. Look at some of these houses. I mean, look at that stairwell. These are absolutely gorgeous, huge ceilings, beautiful staircase, chandeliers. Look at the fireplace. You know, the backyard looks pretty cool as well. I mean, look at that kitchen. My gosh. You know, do you really need all this? I mean, how are people affording houses like this at 6 and 7% interest rates? Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. I like to cook personally. That is an amazing house. So if you guys have a lot of money, you're millionaires and you're just, you know, basking in money and you want a super ultra nice house, this may be the place for you. They are doing price cuts and there's a lot more inventory than what's actually, look at that bathroom, than what's actually being listed. That is crazy. The bathtub in the center of the bathroom, I don't know if I like that, but it's definitely interesting. And look at this entertainment system. I mean, they're absolutely out of control. These homes here, you guys, by Grand Homes and Grand Braniff Park, absolutely ridiculous. Beautiful houses. Now, moving on to North Dallas, we're going to take a look at the Plano area that you guys see here highlighted in red. Now, when we zoom into Plano, we can see that Plano has only about 313 homes, so not as many homes as we just covered. But when we look at communities, they're showing even more communities, sitting at 46 communities. So what that tells me, y'all, is they have a lot more homes than are being listed because they have almost, not double, but they have a lot more communities than any area that we just visited, yet they're saying they have less homes. So I don't really believe that. Now, this area is going to have a little bit more affordable price points and also price points that are in the millions. So Plano is a mixed bag. Now, when we look at the builders, they got 48 builders, so more builders than any of the other communities. There's a lot more going on in Plano than what's actually being listed online. So I would really suggest you guys go out and walk it. Now, starting with the first price cut in Plano, you guys can see, again, a little bit more luxurious here, but this is roughly about not quite a 10% price cut, probably more like 8%. This is a $70,000 price cut by Grand Homes. So Grand Homes looks like they're cutting prices pretty significantly. Now, the subdivision is Heritage Ridge Estates. And I love these types of houses. Let's take a look at some of these houses. This is more my style, to be honest with you. Okay, big. See, I like that open floor plan right there. I absolutely love it. That's kind of the house. You know, I really, really love that open floor plan. You know, nothing special, nothing that would say like 750,000, but very nice, right? Ooh, look at that. Let's go back real quick. Look at that. You can see into your neighbor's house. Is that the neighbor's house right there? Or is that, I don't know, but I don't like that. Right? You don't want to spend, personally, I don't want to spend $750,000 and be able to see in my neighbor's living room. You know, nothing special, you know, kind of just your run of the mill new construction. Now, when we scroll down here, you can see that there are many homes in Heritage Ridge Estates that are being price cut. I mean, this one down here is 70,000. Here's another 70. And this one is shockingly $170,000 price cut right now, again, by Grand Homes. So Grand Homes for sure is cutting prices. Here's another set of homes as well, you guys, in the Heritage Ridge Estates. And again, that's by none other than Grand Homes. So you can kind of see a pattern here from Grand Homes slashing the prices. Now, some of these houses right here, again, this is luxury in Plano, Texas. I mean, this is an absolute palace. This was slashed about 170,000. Let's look at some of the models here at Heritage Ridge Estates. I mean, you know, we already know absolutely stunning houses. I absolutely love them. And again, when we scroll down here, you can see some of the inventory in the area. $70,000 price cut, $70,000 price cut in Plano, another 70,000 in Plano, another 70. Here's a 90,000. So they're slashing prices in Plano like crazy right now. Next up, we're going to go to East Dallas at the Rockwall area. Now, this area is super cool. There's actually some water areas and areas that are right next to the lake. So Rockwall differs greatly. Let me show you. So you see Rockwall has the most amount of homes that are listed, sitting at 975 homes. Here's the general area right here. I mean, this area is actually super cool. When we look at the total number of communities, there's 83 communities. Almost every single one is doing price cuts right now, you guys. 83 communities is way more communities than what we've looked at so far. And they also have 48 different builders in that area. So go ahead and just pick which one you like. Do the reviews. Always do reviews. I wouldn't look at reviews from New Home Source personally. I would look at other sources because this is a paid service. And when we look at our first community here in Rockwall, they're cutting the prices $69,000. So that's over 10%. So far it looks like Rockwall is in the most distress because they have the most amount of houses. Now, this is the Bayside community. This is by Beezer Homes. Let's look at some of these houses that they're slashing prices on. It looks a little tight to me right there. I mean, holy moly, look at all these houses, guys, and look at all those apartments. This is absolutely insane. This is where I want to go to next time I'm there. Let me move my picture there. Sorry about that. But it looks like just your run-of-the-mill house, nothing special. I mean, it is new construction, but nothing really special that I can see here, not even any crown molding. So I would still say that these house prices are probably overpriced, which is why they have to slash. But remember, you guys want to do a market analysis in the subdivision of Bayside to see how much these price cuts are real. Now, when we scroll down here to look at some of the inventory, I mean, everything has been cut. Right? Everything has been cut. 69,000, 15,000, 14,000, and 14,000. When I go to this next community called Viranda, we have additional price cuts, and these price cuts are probably the most significant price cuts that I have showed you. Some of these price cuts are near 20% price cut. Now, the builder here is MI Homes. So again, if it's me, I'm looking at these communities right here that are cutting the prices 20%, and it's only listing 19 new homes. But again, you guys, it's probably 3 times that amount. Let's look at some of these houses. I mean, this is a nice floor plan, no crown molding, but at this price point, I really wouldn't suspect it. Here's the front sign. They got a nice little community. I mean, just normal cookie cutter houses, probably no backyard. But I mean, you know, this is entry level for first time home buyers. So for first time home buyers, this is probably, I mean, those are really nice ceilings. So it's not too bad, but this is probably the area that I would be focusing on if I was a first time home buyer. Beautiful lake right there as well. So far, you know, East Dallas seems to have the best deals, which I also pointed out in my last video. Now, when we scroll down here, look at the inventory. I mean, it's being slashed. $45,000 price cut, $30,000 price cut, $69,000 price cut. That's almost 20%. $19,000 price cut. I mean, price cuts everywhere. Now, when we look at our next community called Edgewater 60, this is by Union Main Homes. Now, the price point is higher. It's 460 to 560,000, but their homes are bigger, anywhere from 2,200 square feet to 3,400 square feet, $72,000 price cuts. And this is a brand new community. They don't even have pictures up yet. But you can see when I scroll down, you can see some of the price cuts. The first one's sitting at $72,000 price cut. And that is a really, really big house sitting at 3,400 square feet. Now, last but definitely not least in Rockwall, look at Saddle Star Estates. Now, this is a more luxurious subdivision. The houses here are anywhere from 2,600 square feet on up to a roughly 4,000 square feet. They're saying they got 14 homes available, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, go there. You're probably going to find triple that. But the price point, again, you guys, 600 to 800,000 with price cuts around $93,000 price cut in the Saddle Star Estates subdivision, which again, you guys, is East Dallas in the Rockwall area. Let's look at some of these pictures. So it's all new, so they don't have too much. I mean, but it's going to be your typical subdivision, luxurious, probably no property, and probably elbow to elbow with your neighbors. In conclusion, I would say Midlothian is probably right in the middle. It's probably going to continue to experience more price cuts, but what I would keep my eyes on if I was in the Dallas area is East Dallas. For some reason, it appears that East Dallas is in way worse shape than North, South, and West Dallas. Now, personally, I was surprised by West Dallas. Arlington appears to be a super nice place. Now, if you want more luxury houses at a better price point, you're probably going to want to look at North Dallas in the Salino and Plano area. But again, you guys, East Dallas is just absolute trash right now. Not only Forney, but Rockwall, almost every single home in every single subdivision are slashing prices. Now, overall, I think it's just going to get worse, especially when we look at the rental market in Dallas melting down. So personally, I think it's still too soon, but if you are going to buy a house right now, you're going to want to make sure to use the data to find the deal. Understand that most subdivisions that have the most amount of spec homes are going to be offering the best deals. So again, probably the best deal is going to be coming from East Dallas. Only time will tell. I really hope you guys found value in this video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck and I hope you win.